Hi, this is Claire Pratzia from Verity Papery, and today we are going to make these two fun and simple cards. I will point out quickly though that the umbrella image I used is part of a limited edition stamp set from Hero Arts that has already been sold out. So it's not available unless you already have it, but I do have some suggestions for substitutions at the end of the video, as well as some information on this limited edition stamp set. So I'm going to take the umbrella image and I'm going to stamp it in Versamark onto a piece of watercolor cardstock that I prepped with some anti-static powder, and I'm going to heat emboss that in some detail black embossing powder. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty obsessed with this whole umbrella image. I've made at least 7 cards using it. So once I had those embossed, I quickly die cut them and then I colored them using my ZIG pens. I didn't do any fancy shading. Just 6 colors, no fanciness. So with those aside, for my sentiment, I kind of want to match that same black glossiness that I used to heat emboss the images. So to do that, I covered a piece of black cardstock with Versamark, and then I embossed it with that same black embossing powder, and then die cut it. And that will give my word die cut that same glossy black look. I just think it's a nice touch. I also like doing this with the black sparkle embossing powder, or if I have a colored sentiment that's not black, I can use the clear sparkle embossing powder. So when it comes to really delicate little die cuts like this thanks, to adhere them to another die cut, if I want to add more dimension like I did here, I wanted to get a little more height. So I die cut a piece of watercolor cardstock, and when I took it out of my Cuttlebug, before I pulled the sentiment out, I just kept it in there, and then I added my multi-met adhesive, and then I put my die cut on top, and that keeps the die cut shape a lot better than if I was trying to adhere them when they're already pulled apart from the paper, and just helps the die cuts kind of, they just fit better together. I struggle if I have too delicate die cuts, they're already out of their paper, and trying to adhere them together is just, it's hard, it's rough. So while that's, I'm just put a clear block on top of it so it can have some time to really bond. And for my background, I heat embossed Kelly's background squares onto a piece of C layering paper in Versamark, and then I heat embossed that with some clear sparkle embossing powder. I want to point out something really quickly with these, with this particular background stamp. It's really gorgeous. There's some other really gorgeous Hero Arts background stamps this size, but it isn't 6x6, so you can't use it diagonally. Well, you can use it diagonally, but you're not going to be able to cover your entire card. It's supposed to fit an A2 card, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's not going to fit anything bigger unless you're really matching the stamp up side by side. So I just wanted to point that out real quick. Still a very beautiful stamp set. I'm not trying to discourage anyone. So after I had heat embossed that, I die cut a piece of watercolor cardstock from using the rectangle infinity dies, and then I kind of arranged all my dies how I wanted it, and then I prepped my cardstock with some anti-static powder, and then I stamped a matching sentiment that comes with the whole Thanks Stamp and Cut set. And then I heat embossed that with some black detail embossing powder, keep the whole embossing thing going on, and adhered everything together. So while I was making the horizontal card for this video, the vertical one just happened, so 2 for the price of 1. Alright, so at the beginning of the video, I mentioned that this umbrella image comes from a limited edition stamp set, and that stamp set is the February 2017 My Monthly Hero. So I'm going to have to explain this. I'll try to keep it brief. My Monthly Hero is a monthly kit that Hero Arts releases, and it's limited edition. So once it sells out, it's completely sold out. These kits always include a stamp set and cardstock, usually dies. I think every kit has included dies so far. And sequins or twine, some kind of embellishment, other things that coordinate with that month's theme. And They also release add-on stamps that go with the theme. So with the February kit, it was this rainy day theme. So they also have a bunch of cute add-ons for that, and those ones are not limited edition, so those are still available. But the main kit, once it sells out, you can't get it. It's gone. And these kits usually sell out, and when they do sell out, they usually sell out really quickly. I'm talking like sometimes within 24 hours. So Hero Arts just started having monthly subscriptions, so you can actually become a subscriber. I think you can cancel anytime that you need to, and that way you don't have to worry about missing a kit. So yeah, that kind of sums up my monthly hero kits in a really quick, tiny little nutshell. If you have any questions or comments, you can either ask me, I may know, or you can go to the Hero Arts website, which I'll try to link. So anyway, yeah, this little umbrella stamp is technically not available anymore, but I did list in a previous blog post a lot of good substitutes, and yeah, this card just, the design works for a lot of different images, so that's why I figure I might as well go ahead with the video anyway. So if you have any questions or comments, you can just let me know, and supplies will be linked on the blog and in the YouTube description. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. God bless. Bye.